first time you rapped or anything, but what was your first like hip hop like experience? Like when was the first time you got exposed to it? And the reason why I like asking this question is sort of like because Australia isn't like really a hip hop country. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of rock influence. A lot of us, grew up on that.
My
sort of
mum
shit.
like introduced me to it. Funnily enough, my mum
Really?
used to listen to like Beastie Boys and Cypress Hill and shit.
No shit. So
Yeah.
how old were you when you first like started listening to hip hop?
Fuck, like 4.
Really?
Yeah, but like I didn't really grow up on it. Like mum used to play it, and like
So
we
it's just
drive
like
to
what
and
mum
from,
played,
like,
whatever.
We lived in Sydney for a little bit. Like we grew up here, but we were from Newcastle, and then we just kept rotating. But then from like when I was in kindergarten, I lived back in Newcastle forever, and yeah, like while we'd be driving, we'd be like rapping along to like Eminem or like Brass Monkey or fucking like Cypress Hill and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
And Limp Bizkit and shit as well. And I don't know, it's kind of like that was as far as my hip hop went.
Yep.
And then I grew up on like fucking emo, like heavy metal shit.
Do you have a fringe?
No, I had a little skater mop. I was a little skater boy my whole life.
I know you can skate because you're one of those guys that legitimately like don't look like you skate, but then you skate and you're like, fuck, you can actually skate. Like,
same as Hammy as well. Like
Hammy skate.
Hammy's fucking like ridiculously good at skating.
You know who fucking shreds? You know Adam Scarf?
Yeah, Hammy skates without him.
Maybe.
It's just
Why do I
something-
never see? Really? Why do I never see Hammy on those videos?
He is in those
Maybe
videos.
I'm blind. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not a fucking. This is in the skating documentary, bro. Fuck.
Fuck, I thought this was Deck Dogs.
No. Anyway, so fast forward, right? What was your first? Like, when did you start getting into like hip hop, writing hip hop, and like like?
I started getting writing hip hop when I was 16, when one of my mates died in a motorbike crash, and I couldn't go to his funeral because I was going through court for some shit.
How'd you do?
Yeah, like I had court the day of his funeral, and just by chance, I just happened to be the first case seen. It never happens. And then as soon as I walked in, they were just like adjourned, and I was just like, I was fucking furious. Yeah. And yeah, so I missed his funeral, and I was just kind of like guilty, cut at myself that I couldn't go. So I wrote like a little poem, because I'd never written a song before, and I put it to a beat, and then kind of released it, and then showed his family and shit. And I was like, yeah, I actually enjoy this. Yeah. And then
that got a bit of buzz, that track, eh? Like,
yeah, it's got like 30,000 plays on YouTube, and does not sound anything like me because I was fucking like 15, 16 back then.
And that like back then as well, like, because like people got to remember, like that was what year was that?
2009.
Yeah, 2009. And like if you think back then, like 30,000 was there was a couple fucking YouTube plays.
Well, like after that, I started making like little cliche teen angsty fucking love rap songs, and like I had fucking hella plays on MySpace, bro. I had like over like 500,000 plays on all my songs.
On MySpace.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was wild.
Was I in your top 4? Top 8? Top 12?
Bro, no one.
How many tops did you have?
Bro, whoever was my girlfriend that week made the top 8.
Yeah, boy.
Bro, high school was wild.
But she was like at number 8 though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Boys came first, always.
YTB.
The boys are always at the top.
No homo. We don't go to.
And then you'd have an argument with one of the boys in the comment section, so you drops down.
Taking you at 6, bitch.
It was kind of like a social hierarchy. It's just like whoever was like the mate that week that like done the most shit with you, just like kind of like swivel his way up.
You've earned your spot. But then, like, it's not reflected in like how you're reflected on his page. And then
well, it was funny because then everyone would just fucking tweak their MySpace profile and just hide the top 8 anyways.
Yeah, I know. When it got to like top 4 and like all that sort of shit, like you can manipulate. Yeah, it got crazy. So talk about you started doing those MySpace songs and all that, and then. Are you just at this stage known locally in Newey? Like, how was that? Like, how was it received locally, with the guys around?
Funnily enough, I've played shows at, like, different cities.
You did?
No, like, not back then. I had fucking stage fright back then. Oh, yeah. But, like, recently, I've played shows in different cities and people just been like, yeah, I've been listening to you since Blocks. I was just like, what the fuck?
Get away from me.
I was just like, oh my lord. They're just like, yeah, I've just been waiting for you to release new music. I was like, I never really stopped. I had like a year off. I just changed my name.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like even, you know, Jose Halftime from
Hey?
Perth. Have you heard of Jose Halftime from
No.
Perth? He's got a couple of songs with Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Well, his mum has listened to my songs since I used to go by blocks.
What the hell?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I've been a big fan of your music for years. I was like, what the fuck?
Who are you people?
Yeah, but that's over in Perth. Like, my music went that far when I was like fucking 15, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the net's I want to talk about chill. So tell me about, because you know, I mean, look, I'm sure people have fucking talked about it, this, that, the other, but like, you know, for me personally, you know, I remember, you know, you doing shows back in the day and like bringing chill on and really, you know, I don't want to say establishing him, but I feel like you had carved avenues out for yourself where like you were putting the homies on. I think like he was one of the guys.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely like, especially because we were doing the Get Bodied stuff. We didn't really expect Get Bodied to take off like it did.
Yeah.
Like people really fucking frothed that. And I was going on my own tour and I was just like, yeah, there's something here. Like obviously like it's gaining heaps of fucking traction. So like let's just make this like a chill and Talakai tour.
Yeah.
And pretty much we sold out like most of the shows more or less. And then every single show had like fucking massive mosh pits, walls of death, like fucking so sick. And then because every single city we put someone that was popping from that city on the support.
Yep.
And I think for Sydney we put Nerve on the thing. And then Wombat's just like, yo, I'll fly up. So it ended up being a Nerve and Wombat thing. And then we got Mitchos on there too.
just casually.
Yeah, well, like he was just like, because we're all like just doing the same kind of thing off the grime stuff.
And it was sort of like, I don't want to say it was but it was like lower key back then as well.
Yeah,
like it was big, but it was like, yeah, if you knew,
yeah,
you knew.
we'd just be like, we just rock up to a show and then, because everyone was kind of like low key popping back then.
Yeah.
And we'd bring them out. And then it was just like, oh, fuck, everyone's on the fucking stage. It's fucking lit.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were just like, let's just, like me and Chill were talking. He's just like, I'm going to put on a festival. Like, we're going to put on our own festival and just put pretty much everyone that we brought, like, as support acts, just put every single person on one show. And then we just sold out Sydney. And then we're just like, yo, let's go to Brisbane. Sold out Brisbane, sold out Perth. And it just got fucking massive.
Okay, so how'd you and Blake meet? How'd you and Chillin meet?
He literally like watched a live stream of me rapping a set and was just like, sent me a message and was just like, yeah, I didn't know you could rap like that. Like, let's link up for a track. And he rang me one day when I was finishing work. He's like, I got studio time down at Body Bag. Let's like come down. And he sent me like 2 beats. And he's just like, write to this.
Yep.
And one was the Get Bodied one.
Yep.
And one was just Survival Tactics by Joey Badass. Which we ended up doing as a one take for One Love, which was fresh.
You know, it was funny to see, you know, you guys had pretty much dope chemistry straight away, right?
Yeah,
but
when we met, we just literally went down by the lake near Bagsy's house while we were waiting for him to finish whatever the fuck he was doing. And yeah, we'd never met before, so we just rolled up a joint, sat by the lake, and just fucking browed down for like an hour and just fucking talk live. And it turns out
that'll do it, wouldn't it? Next minute, best of friends.
Yeah, it was funny because like we kind of figured out that a few years beforehand he was supposed to play a headline show, like back before he stopped rapping.
Yeah,
he was supposed to play a headline show in Newcastle, and I was just sitting at home minding my own business, and he had to pull out for whatever reason, like some personal stuff happened in Sydney, and then I got a call off this promoter saying like, do you want to fill in for this headline show? I was just like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I'm not doing anything.
Yep.
And I walked out on stage and I was like, yo, what up? I'm chilling it. And these people were like, yeah. I was like, not really. I'm Talakai.
I'm not really chilling. I was fucking taking the piss, boys.
You just heard all these people be like, oh.
No, but I swear, I'm fucking dope as well.
Yeah, well, like by the end of it, they were pretty like happy with it.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny. And then I was just like, yeah, like this kind of happened. And he's just like, oh fuck, I fully remember that. He's like, I fully had to pull out of that thing. And then yeah, like we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of linked. We just had like real good chemistry together. And yeah, he's been like one of my best mates ever since.
Yeah, it's sick. And like, There was a time though where, because I had to look back at Chill, to be honest, because like I only really ever associated his name with yours.
Yeah.
Like as far as I knew, I've known you for a long ass time, and I've known your grind. So I'm like Tala.
Yeah.
Then it was Tala with Chill, and then now
He was like pretty big on like Hustle Hard. Like he was pretty big way back. When he had the first running.
Did he have a
bars.
dip out though? Because I felt like he stepped out for
he
ages.
stopped for like 2 or 3 years.
So and then he sort of when he rolled back, and then you guys took that
he was like linked up
fucking
with
won.
Bagsy when he came back, and he was just doing a little bit here, a little bit there.
And how was it for you to see that? How was it for you? Because like you've been consistent for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So how was it for you to watch that energy as like a peer turn around to be like, yeah, like cool, fucking did it, had to dip out for whatever reason, but now I'm back and I'm gonna fucking smash it.
It was good. Like I love that kind of energy, and like he kind of like forced me to work harder as well.
Yeah.
Because he'd just become with like all these fucking ridiculously good punchlines, and I'm just like, fuck. I was like, I got punchlines too. Like let's fucking do it. And
Yeah. I'm no slouch, I swear.
Yeah, and then he just started like it was so funny when he dropped One Breath, One Take. It was just like a fuck around in the studio with Bagsy, and then he drops it, and he didn't even think anything of it. And then me and him went out for his birthday to go see Wiley at Manning Bar.
I think you told me the story.
And yeah, like I got him so fucked up that night. Like I fish hooked him with a pinger, just got him absolutely twisted.
Fuck
and
you,
then
donkey.
the
What
next
are you
day,
doing to
like
people?
he was so like scat.
Look what you're gonna done. Look, feeling it now.
Well, he doesn't do pingers. So I was just being like the devil on the shoulder, just being standard towel. And like we woke up the next day like kind of fucking scattered, hungover. And then he checks his fucking this video that he posted and just left overnight. It's got like fucking 500,000 plays. He's just like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh shit. He's like, this is crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah, like people just fucking reacted to it like real crazy. I mean, it was a fucking good song.
I mean, this is true, yeah. And so that was like the turning
It kind of
point
like kicked off his kind of motivation to like do an album. And yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. And you've been sort of riding ever since, I suppose. One massive thing that I've always had mad respect for you for, on a real serious note, is your, I hate to say that, there's an element of clout chase, I feel, when people talk about mental health, right? And it's not to discredit, people's journeys and stuff like that, but in terms of me knowing you personally and what we've talked about, I remember very early on you're pretty forthcoming with a lot of people, especially like 2009, 10, like I think 2009 say to 2012, because I sort of met you around 11, 12, I think, all right? A lot, like, that was 12, 13. Well, there you go. A lot of people still were like pretty like hard, really trying to rep, put on that like bravado. But like one of the first like proper conversations you and I had, you were like, yo, I'm actually just coming off like a pretty fucking rough patch, this happened. And, I was like, yo, that's fucking mad props for, coming out and having a real discussion. Do you know what I mean? So it's always, and then, it's reflected in, obviously music, early recordings and shit that you have and addressing shit. How important is that, for you in terms of your expression to keep as part of what you do in music?
Well, like when I was going through like that whole grime phase, I was just making like kind of like more punchline based stuff. And then when I took that kind of like a year of like, fuck this shit, I'm just going to focus on fixing myself after not giving it the attention when it needed it. When COVID kind of hit, I was just like, I need to take like a step back and kind of find, I don't know, my appreciation for music again. And I was just like, pretty much had the conversation with myself, like, why do you do music? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then started writing out like thoughts and stuff. And it's like, it'll be reflected on like my album that's dropping. I kind of want to like break the stigma about not talking about mental health, because like I've lost so many fucking mates, like over 25 mates to mental health. And it's just like, even like the little things, not just like the straight up like I'm sad or like I'm going through like a drug addiction. It's just like the little things. It's just like it's okay to be alone.
Yeah.
It's okay to fucking appreciate your own company. Yeah. And like, I feel like a lot of people just feel like pressured to talk about not wanting to be alone or being pressured into being around company. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then
like it's made to feel like that's what the norm is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's made to feel like you need to be around someone at all times.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and that's not the case. Like you'll just suffocate yourself that way. Yeah. And like it's
like there's a beauty in fucking like being cool with just being by yourself almost.
Well, once you learn to like appreciate your own company, bro, like there's nothing else like more soothing than just going home and just, I don't know, thinking about shit. Because you're comfortable within yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, and I feel like people just need to like talk to their mates more. Because everyone's worried about talking to their mates, but people need to realize that your friends really don't mind having that conversation, like at all. And if they do, then you fucking need your mates.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fact. But yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, like it's a lot harder to put into words than what it was when I was writing the songs.
Yeah, yeah.
In the songs, it's just like, I think I worded it pretty well.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know, when you try and like reword shit, it just gets twisted. But yeah, I just wanted to like kind of break the stigma about like it's okay to not be okay sometimes.
Yeah. And the reason why I bring that up is because, like, you know, to be really honest, I feel like there was like a wave almost of like sad music that like people were almost like writing, you know, like I'm a sad cunt. Like,
well, a lot of people were writing that because they were fucking like taking benzos, and that's how they make you feel.
Well, yeah, well that's true. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and how do you feel about that as well? Because you know that whole underlying.
Everyone's got their own poison, bro. I got no opinion on it.
What's yours, mate?
No comment.
That's okay. Look, just have a sip of the wine there. You know that writer's block that you were talking about before, right? Like, what do you feel got you out of that? What was the
experimenting with new music?
New like.
Yeah, like I started trying to sing on songs.
Mate, you didn't try. I heard your fucking Hot Summer Jam, right? Talakai. Single coming out 2021 with Lee Mongo. Lee Mongo and Talakai. Watch his space. We're going to release it on Crispy's channel.
It's coming soon on Crispy's debut EP.
Crispy's debut is not going to actually have a song with fucking Crispy on it. It's going to be like Crispy.
It's coming February 31st.
Yeah. All right. Fuck, I swear to God we're doing it. Anyway, cool. But we're not going to tell everyone. They can have to find it themselves. But what? Yeah. So that's what broke that writer's block for you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like. I mean, I stopped trying to force music. Like, if I didn't feel like writing, I just didn't fucking write. I went and did something else. And I feel like you should never ever try and force it. Like, don't sit down there and be like, all right, I need to fucking write this, because it won't come. And if it does come, it's not going to be fucking authentic.
Yep.
And then I just started getting like different kinds of beats. I just sit there with headphones on, listening to beats for fucking like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then one beat would come on, and then I just start like humming like a little singy kind of chorus to
Hot
myself.
Summer Jam?
Yeah, well, not that one. That one was literally just a piss take.
Okay. Still dope as shit overheard, but anyway, go.
But yeah, I just start humming like a little hook, and then I just start like doing the little like the like the little mumbles to try and get the flow patterns
Mumble
down.
raps. So
yeah,
basically just Migos.
that's literally how I start fucking my verses. I start mumbling shit, and then I fill in those mumbles with words. Like I'm the worst rapper ever.
I'm pretty sure that's how every rapper now objects.
A lot of people like write without beats. No, I find that strange.
Yeah, I don't know. The beat is definitely a big
the beat has
guidance.
to drive the song for me.
100%, bro. Especially like the emotion aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fucking massive one.